Okay, so my title of my presentation is called World 2.0, and it's by me, Tori Casco. So I kind of did mine a little bit differently in how the world is going to change once our children are alive. So I'm going to talk to you about each topic that we discussed in class. I'm going to try to connect what kind of world our children would actually live in with each topic. So the topics I'm going to be talking about is communication technology, technology determination. So that's going to be optimism and pessimistic, diffusion of innovation, digital and cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, renewable energy, bioengineered crops, artificial intelligence, and health medical technology. So for the first one, is communication technology. So these are the ideas that I think are going to happen. So holographic communications, I think, is what our kids are technically going to be living in. So kids were going to see live 3D perspectives and can come through the TVs or even through phones and tablets. That means the person they're communicating with lives in their room. They're going to see it live. They're not going to be able to physically touch them, but they are going to be able to see their whole entire body in their room. I know right now a lot of our children are connected to electronics, and I think it's going to be the same way for our children when they go into the future, and they're going to live in a society where all they have is their technology and their electronics. So I do think that there's going to be even more of that they're constantly going to need it to do other things, just like paying or anything like that. I also think that it might even come to the phone or to the point where phones are now holographic. They're also going to be very clear and kind of precise as to what each person is. They might be able to even draw a box and it's going to holographically come about. So there's no way they can lose it. There might be unlimited battery to life to them. I also think it's going to be an easier way to track them where they're at. There's going to be a lot of more accessibility of where that person is or where they're at. So us as parents seeing our children, there's not gonna be that much freedom as we think there are. So the next topic is technology determinism. So our children will be living in a new society, which will change the way of doing things because of technology advancement. And one thing that actually like made me understand this more is that guns, the creation of guns and the way that we fought in today's society instead of close combat in the past, like without guns, now it would still be just like our society just has changed. So there wouldn't be any like stabbings, that's how they fought back then. And with guns now, we're able to move on and go further away to actually go in combat. So I think our children are going to live in a world where they're going to have to figure out with all this technology where they kind of fit in with their friends because some friends have this and some friends have that. I don't think it's gonna be like today where we're all still trying to fit in, but it's right now you're cool to be an outcast. Um, Even if you don't have the technology now, but you are become cooler when you have the higher technology, when you have the smartest phones, when you have even like the brands, name brands, so Apple, Samsung, like that makes you cool. And I think sometimes the technology you need to really think about how your surroundings are. I know there's some good and the bad. It's really great to have those high class technology because you know how to go around them. As in, when you're waiting for it, oh, I'm waiting for all the bugs to go in, all the bugs to come to find out that you haven't even made it there, and so then you're kind of lagging. So I think that's how it is for technology determination. The next one is going to be diffusion of innovation. According to an article called How New Ideas Spread, our children will be going to a media as it changes to look for peers to give them new ideas and give them opinions and different topics. So I just think that they're going to look for other people to give them ideas of what is the next big thing and how to make it trending at the same time. So like Twitter, like social media, will become really big because without that, we don't know what's going to be the big thing. What's the next big thing? So that's going to be something really that's going to be pushed that we really need to get used to. It's kind of like technology terminations. It's kind of like changing all the time. So we're still kind of using the old, but there's advancements to it at the same time. So that brings me to digital and cryptocurrency. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is digital currency. I was reading on an article called Digital Currency and What the Future of Your Bitcoins. So in 1977, Ken Olsen, founder and CEO, said there is no reason for any individual to have a computer in his home. So I feel like everyone uses a telephone that sometimes it's even faster than a computer. So you're kind of like, should I buy a computer, should I not? And if people do, people are now buying tablets that now give you cellular connection. You don't even, that's people's phones nowadays, because there are apps on there that you don't need an actual you just need the 4G. You don't need the actual plan to take text messages, which is really nice. Another thing is our children are going to be buying, not going to actually buying any more movies. I feel like that whole, oh, I can illegally download it, or, like, oh, I'm just going to wait for it to Redbox. Like, I think we're going to have the option now where we're not going to go to movie theaters. It's going to be right there, able to stream on your computer, on your tablet, on your TV. Like, we have smart TVs now. Like, all of that, our kids are not going to have that experience of, oh, let's go out to the movies and, like, oh, buy popcorn, and, like, we all look forward to that butter on our popcorn. You know what I mean? It's just going to be like more of a home thing. Our movies are just going to be right there, ready to be watched. It's probably going to be at a pretty price, as most things, but it's going to be something that they're going to miss out on, I feel like. So that's one thing. I also think that our children are not going to actually see money, like paper money. Everything's going to be bought electronically. They're going to either use their device, right now the Fitbits and the Apple Watches, you can just instantly pay. Everything is through card. I hardly see places that you just can only use cash. I know a lot of people are just digitally, and now there's those squares where you just put it on your phone and you can swipe cards and it instantly goes to your bank account or however your business works. So I think it's just all gonna go into electronic, with either debit card, credit card. It's just gonna be something that it will change. Um, the world. I think less paper. So it kind of be like an eco efficiently way to do things as well, but it will change how things are, just because it's now another thing you need to attach to yourself to. So the next part is, speaking of, China kind of doing a no paper thing, is going to be renewable energy. So our kids will probably only have one option of renewable energy through cars and at home and almost anything that will release carbon. So I don't think that with this topic, it's kind of like there won't be really a lot of carbon, being like, we wouldn't be having a lot of carbon spinning out in the air, just because I think now that we were talking about it now and people are being aware about it, I think by then, by the time our kids get into their lives and in the future, it will be a class, or in a science class, where they're going to be talking about the ecosystem and how we can help each other. I think our homes will also have, their homes will have solar cellular technology in every home. That means that every home is a closed loop self sustained energy ecosystem, which will be great. It will give them their own energy. It will just be phenomenal. So our children will be able to live, be alive, and who knows, they might be living undersea, undersea cities that will develop, fusion fuels from seawater. It might just be different. So after that, I'm talking about bioengineered crops. So our children will be eating more bioengineered crops because of the population getting bigger. With that, it's just, we're having that problem now, so I don't see it being fixed right now. It might be something they will have to do later in the future. So, but it's it's a work in progress for us now. I think it will be still a work in progress for them. So then we also have artificial intelligence. Our children are probably going to live in a world full of our AI technology, which is like facial recognitions and our, it's already happening in our phones and the self-driving cars. Tesla's already doing that, so there's going to be a lot of that. And then when children get jobs, they're gonna have to rely on artificial intelligence to help them do things in an easier and simpler way. And I think to not lose their jobs, they're going to have to learn how to fix that system to make them, reliable and keep their jobs. So I have even gone so far as that AI may control them, as to the point where they're going to get a little bit lazier because they're being like, just like we have Alexa, like, Alexa, can you do this? And Alexa, can you do that? It's going to be the same thing, because we also now have things that come to your home, like I know Jewel Osco. If you just buy an app, you can pretty much ask them to ship groceries to you. So it's going to be a lot more less hands on and more of you voice recognition and you telling it what to do. So, and last but not least, it's going to be health and medical technology. I think this is going to be big for them. Antibiotics is probably going to be through the roof. Who knows? I've read also in an article that they're thinking about ingestible robots, so that with ingestible robots, they can repair injuries from within, which will be great for them. There's also diagnostics that can do quick screening for Ebola, swine flu, and many other diseases. And then there's also might be a cure for Parkinson's and Alzheimer's and schizophrenia, which will be big, which we can live longer. So it's going to be a great part of this. So these are all of them. So this is what I think our children are going to be living in the future and how they're going to live. So that's World 2.0 by Tori Casco.